So you may have already seen the video where I got to play the Nintendo Switch OLED and review that. Video's up here if you haven't. But I had to play something while I was on it, and I got to play something pretty cool. Ah? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Joe Finley, and let's do this again. Full disclosure right off the top of the bat, I thought I was recording this earlier, and in fact I hit stream. So everything I was saying to record a video was just going out to stream. And then I looked up and then found out that I was having one of my best streams ever. So go ahead and follow me on Twitch if you're ever interested in maybe seeing if I do something stupid like that. But thanks to everybody who rated me on that stream, and we ended up having quite a good time for a while. But now I'm back and doing this, and I wasn't lying at the beginning of this video. I got to play Metroid Dread. We got it a few days ago. We've gotten a chance to play it a little bit, so let's dig into it. So right off the bat, this is something a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. Basically, whenever a new Nintendo system comes out, everybody's clamoring for the classics. Give me my Mario, give me my Zelda, give me my Metroid, few other ones like that. But those are probably the big three. And we've been waiting quite some time for a Metroid game on the Switch, and here we are. The story's simple enough. Samus, our wonderful bounty hunter, she receives a distress signal from planet ZDR, or ZDR if you're Canadian, British, or just like, people who speak English. I'm kidding. You guys are doing great. But anyways, she receives a transmission from this planet, goes down to the planet to check it out, ends up getting trapped down there by a mysterious foe, and has to make her way through the cavernous labyrinth that is the world. You have all your classic controls, doing the big giant front flips with all the jumps. You can jump off walls. You can cling onto walls that have blue surfaces. I think that requires a suit upgrade, but I'm not entirely sure. You can shoot your laser blasts. You can free aim, which is really cool. If you hold down the L button, you can actually, with a laser, aim around, and I found that to be quite helpful. You've got your missiles. You've got any number of upgrades that can be done to the suit. So I didn't get super far into the game to find out what all of those were, but you know how these games work. You're going to face off against a lot of different bad guys. You're going to face off against underwater ones. You're going to face off against creepy crawlies. You're going to face off against flying around ones. You're going to face off against big armored ones. You've got bosses. You got all those other things. But the ones that were a real pain in my neck were the EMMIs. I call them Emmys. I don't know if that's what they're specifically calling them in the game, but I say screw it. That's what I'm calling them. Emmy stands for Extraplanetary Multiform Mobile Identifier. They're kind of little hunter killers for you in this game, and they are nigh invincible, at the very least, as far as I got in the game. Basically, they're trying to hunt you down. You have to avoid them or run away from them as best you can. If they catch you, you have one shot at countering it and getting the hell out of there before they come after you again. So there's a little counter you can do, and if you don't hit it at exactly the right time, you're done. So it's intense too, because the music fairly ominous and low tone, and then once one of those guys gets in, like, your blood pressure goes up with the tempo of the music. It's like I had my heart rate monitor on. I should have checked it. But an interesting thing about the game is that it is a side-scrolling game. It's not in any way 2D, though. I mean, the depth in this game is outstanding. They did such a good job creating a depth into the environment and the background. So you're standing on a foreground, and then there's some background things, and then things even further back. The whole scene feels alive at all times. There's little things moving around. There's things animating as you're moving to kind of keep perspective right. They did a beautiful job. It is quite wonderful, and given that it's a side scroller, you're actually fairly zoomed out at any given time, so you can see as much of the map as possible. And yeah, they did an outstanding job. The flow of water, the movement, like, everything is just spot on. A really interesting thing they did in this game, actually, is they have Amiibos that you can add. You can get the Samus or the Emmy Amiibos. And if you tap the Samus Amiibo to your Switch, you will get an additional energy container, so you'll get an additional 100 health. And then you can actually replenish health once a day if you tap again. I don't know how much it gives you, it just said you can replenish health. On the other side with the Emmys, you'll actually get an increased missile storage, and you can replenish some missiles again by tapping once a day. They actually come in a 2-pack together, so hey, if you're thinking about getting this as a Christmas gift, maybe get that too as a little bonus, but only if they've been good. Now, from a tone standpoint, the game creeped me out. Not in a way, like I said in the article I wrote for this, you can catch the link down below for that, that it was reminiscent of kind of a Resident Evil game. And I mean that only in terms of when something happens, you that's when you get the thrill. So that's what happens in this one, is most enemies are fairly commonplace to defeat. You just, you zap them so they're out of your way so you can get to the next thing. But it's those Emmys, man. Anytime you come across those, they are a real pain. And unless you do things, you can be quiet and hide from them and those kind of things. You can get a camouflage upgrade that will make it so they can't see you. But all of those things are just to avoid it. And in the meantime, you're just avoiding big scary robot. But when you're not avoiding him, you're running for your life from him. And that leads to the next thing that happened to me. This is where I discovered what a maze this map really is, because you end up getting chased, and you'll get chased in a direction and you'll slide down this way and you realize, oh, this is where I just was, and you have to basically kind of re-navigate yourself to where you were and try and go off in the opposite direction without that thing chasing you down and killing you. It's kind of like if you were playing Pac-Man and all the ghosts were infinitely faster than you and smart. It might not freak somebody out who maybe hadn't had caffeine their entire life or something like that, but I'm jumpy, and we're just going to have to accept that. The game is a fun challenge overall. Navigating the map, you'll see as you're going through it, there's areas that you can't get to, which is obviously going to require some kind of an upgrade for later on. Then you're going to have to make your way back down there. So become friends with your map and try and get all of that sorted out. Now, one complaint I had about the game, though, a lot of cutscenes in the beginning. It took a long time to get into the game. You're getting a little bit of story, obviously, and stuff like that, but basically, you get a long text-based exposition, then you get a bunch of cutscenes, then you move a little bit, then you get a cutscene, and then you move a little bit, then you get a cutscene. For somebody who only had a limited amount of time to actually review the game and all that, it was really frustrating because I just wanted to jump right in and start going around. Like, they did a good job later where you would come across an obstacle and then you would get a little piece of text saying, hey, here's how you deal with an obstacle like this. That's how you get into that. Give me a little quick exposition, give me little bits throughout as I pass a stage or beat a boss or something like that. It was just a lot all at once, at least in my opinion. Maybe I'm just too impatient. For people who aren't going to buy the physical copy and want to get a digital copy, you're in luck because it's only 4.1 gigs. That's actually quite small. So if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of digital games and you just have your internal storage, it'll be a lot easier if you're on the OLED since it's double the size. But even on the original Switch, it'll fit on there nicely. If you're a game hoarder and you have all kinds of digital games and you've got your expansion plugged in, then you shouldn't have a problem either. Everybody shouldn't have a problem. The game costs, it's $59.99 US, standard price for the classic Nintendo games. They always come out at the same price and stay the same price forever. As far as is the game worth it, it's a lot of fun, so it's worth it in that way. I honestly don't know how long the gameplay is. That would be the only thing that might change it up for me, because I mean, something like Breath of the Wild is a very vast game and well worth the price. I don't know how vast this game is. I'm guessing not as much, but if you're a classic Nintendo fan, you want this game because it gives you all the feels of the original, only way more beautiful and just cleaner gameplay in general. If you're a Metroid fan in general, you're just gonna want this because Metroid. But it's beautiful, it's a lot of fun, it's definitely worth checking out. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, all those good things. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with new videos. And like I said in the Nintendo review. I don't usually do a lot of gaming reviews on here. Most of my stuff is for content creation as far as either tutorials or reviews. So if you did enjoy these, let me know down in the comments, and then let me know if that's something you want to see more of on this channel in the future. These ones were just too good for me to pass up. I was just going to write articles for them. I'm like, no, I got to talk about them. This is rad that I got to do this stuff early. So my life got dope. But until next time, guys, let's get playing.